Welcome to the Hive on Kaya 959 on the street and on the air. And it is, yes, Bonolo BSting right here on the Hive. You know what? Today I'm so excited. Kinali Bizo in the studio. But let me give you the lowdown on Bizo, right? Bonolo Mashilo is a dynamic and accomplished fashion designer, creative director, and CEO of B Mashilo Designs, right? She's known for her exquisite designs and signature style, which has cemented her as a leading figure in the South African fashion industry.
Wow.
Bonolo dumela hle.
Dumelang, Ausi. Thank you so much for having me.
Oh, man.
I had to take that in for a second, like, oh, like,
you know, first and foremost, where does all this creativity come from?
You know how people will say, like your God-given talent.
Yeah.
I believe that's what it is because I can't even explain it myself. This is what I think about all the time. I was born for this, basically. It's my skill, it's my talent, it's in me. I think about it, I dream about it. I never run out of creativity. So I would like to think this was what I was born to do, that fashion for me and creativity is in me. This is my purpose. I'm living my dream, literally. This is my element all the time. So I think that's how I would describe it.
Talking about creativity and being in your element, we were talking off air as we were walking in, that you made this last night.
Yes, honey.
Jang Janong.
I think when you are really passionate about something and when you love what you do, it comes so naturally. So when I heard, okay, I'm doing my interview, I knew a long time ago.
Yes.
But I just, I couldn't come up with a design. So I was like, okay, it's winter. Let me just pull from my closet and see what I can do. I didn't like anything. So I decided, let me come up with a new range for this. That's how naturally it comes. So Rairoka and then the inspiration with the beads, I was like, let me just make sure that the top part looks good because this is what people will be seeing.
Yes.
I detail it, I beat it. I've got an amazing team. I don't do everything myself, but the creative direction comes from me. So really, this is a last minute dress. And you can imagine what I would have done if I had a month. So this is me just chilling,
Just by the way. Now, I follow you on social media, especially on TikTok.
you.
And one of the things that I absolutely love is that you hire female interns.
Yes.
And I looked that your team is predominantly women. Why is it important for you to make sure that you encourage young girls within the fashion industry and open doors for them?
Bonolo, representation matters. You can't aspire to be something you've never seen before. And the reason why I hire young black female upcoming designers is TUT, and we had work integrated learning. So this was a subject that we did in second year, and this is when they send you out to the industry, the field, and they give you options to choose from, and then you send your application.
Yeah.
Applications, like, it was always, almost all the time, white males that are running successful businesses. There's a young black female designer. It's happening now, but back then, young white males that were running the industry, and I just felt I can't see myself in this. I keep only anyone that looks like me doing what I love. And I made a decision then and there, I am going to be a representation of what young black female designers need to be. And that's why I'm so intentional about who I mentor and who I hire. Because when I'm done with this life, we all know we're not here forever.
Yeah.
You know what? I came here, and I did my best. And I have planted tiny bits and pieces of myself and seeds that will later be recognized, much later, and that will do amazing. So I'm starting what I've always wanted. And when I did my internship, I did it at a popular magazine, and hunting basadi ba Basotho ba banyane ba eleng gore they studied fashion ba ipatile kae. And yes, we had great designers back then, mara never see enough, and they couldn't accommodate us because they came and baba mark, but there just wasn't enough space for everyone to have a place where you could be groomed. So I want to be the mentor that I never had, and I believe I'm making a difference because I am that right now.
Yeah.
So I'm very intentional about that. And they're doing amazing. And I don't just give them Like, sometimes go intern ba tlo go roma teye, ba go roma
Dilo tse di
masele.
shrug.
No, they do proper work. They handle
Wow.
clients. They do styling. They speak with clients. And, I don't want to blow my own horn, but I'm an amazing mentor because I want to pour as much as I can. I always say, "Ge ke hlokofala ke nyaka hore Modimo, I gave everything that you gave me out mo lefatsheng ke shile. My cup must be empty." So every morning and I wake up and I'm like, how do I empty my cup? Then I go home, I refill, and I come back every morning, I'm like, twarang, twarang, twarang. And they run with it and they grow because I'm not here forever. But when I do leave, the young Bonolos that, will be doing amazing by then. So that's why I do what I do.
You were a fashion buyer previously.
The ghetto.
I was actually about to ask you, how was the transition from being a fashion buyer to now owning your own clothing label?
Bonolo. I worked at a well-known retail store. I worked at the headquarters. I was a male footwear buyer. So that basically means ki stocka dieta tsa banna. Yes. So fashion buyer sounds fancy. Shop is just admin and logistics. So what we do is we go to retail stores, re nyaka diaparo tse, and then ra di bona, then we take a picture of the style, we copy it, and then we send it overseas. I don't want to get sued. We send it overseas and then ba ira copy ya tsona. So mmereko ka nelo go make sure gore we get 50 copies of this style because this shop is doing it. Then we get 100 of that style, and then there's a planner. What the planner does is they allocate the styles to the different stores. Then as a buyer, you come back, you go and you monitor the performance, the style that you bought. So you can imagine, I mean, this is what I'm wearing. Can you imagine me sitting behind a desk ordering beer? That's abanna.
No, but what is the stress?
Yo, I was stressed and I was really, really stressed. But what I did enjoy was I always followed my boss around. I was just intrigued. This is what we're going to do today. And I was like, honey, that's me. That is me. And then I decided, I'm not into men's footwear, but I've learned. They have taught me how to move from being an employee to an employer, because you are a designer, but you're also a business owner and an entrepreneur. It's not the same thing. So you have to have business ethics. So I'm not going to bash my former workplace because they really taught me how to run the empire that I'm running right now. You can't do that just off creativity and making dresses. There's a pretty side, but there's serious. Yes, where you pay salaries, you actually have to account. So anyway, I was like, no, this is not for me. And after I did my year, I did my service and I was like, you know what, I have to go. And then I started taking orders on the side. So I'd be late for work and I was so exhausted. But already, I was getting the clients that I wanted. And I realized, I'm actually happy doing this. But it's hora. Because back then, how many years was that? 2017. I was doing okay. I was earning okay. I'm thinking, what am I doing with this salary? This is my time to jump. I can have responsibility. But ke resign, mara ke press send, ke type, but then I'm like, next month ke press, and then next month I'm like, I press, and then one day I woke up, I was like, I child, ka go office ka press send. I was like, I'm done. And my boss is like, where are you going? I'm like, I'm going. If I die, I die.
Amen.
Thank you for everything. I'm leaving. Package 20,000. I'm like, I'm going to live my best life. I bought an industrial machine, 8,000 gone. Let's do the math. And then I bought an overlocker, 4K. Now I bought materials with the rest of the money. I'm like, it's gonna work.
So, Bonolo, can you just tell us some of the challenges that you've experienced under Mashilo Designs?
Okay, I have had so many challenges, but I'll speak about the one that stands out. And this was during COVID, where I was actually doing well. The studio was picking up and everything was okay. Remember, I started from the garage and then we moved to a studio, and then COVID hits. Now I have to move back home because but I couldn't make dresses anymore. We didn't have weddings anymore. So clients wanted refunds. I could no longer pay rent because there was no money coming in. And people just didn't want to buy clothes because they weren't going anywhere anymore. So now I just feel like I don't know what I'm doing anymore. What's my purpose? And we packed everything. I made a decision that, you know what, we went back home, and now we packed away the machines and we were restricted. And after COVID, though, not even after COVID, when they let us go out and start working again from home, I started the online store. So there's Mashilo online. So during COVID, that's when I was planning the online store, and I was making ready-to-wear clothes, which is also some of this dress that I'm wearing right now is from the online store. It's not a bridal dress because there weren't any weddings, but people could still buy clothes.
Yes.
So I had to think out of the box. So I'm so grateful for that challenge because I bounced back 10 times harder. I relocated, got back, I set up the garage, where I started, because remember, I know Mashilo designs like the back of my hand.
Yeah.
I started at Kamatsawaka, therefore I was able to rebuild again. So after COVID, the online store did amazingly well. We opened an office, and now we've got a satellite branch in Polokwane because of the lockdown. So I'm so grateful for that challenge because it opened my eyes and it made me realize that there's so much I haven't tapped into, and that you should never sit and relax. Anything can happen. You need to diversify yourself. So I don't know if I should even call it a challenge, but it was an eye-opener for me. And I think lockdown is studios because you wouldn't have picked me up already. Yeah, so it's one of the greatest things that could have ever happened to me, and it was disturbing. I know we suffered as a country, but honestly, it made me hungrier. I thought I was a girl, but ka lockdown ka bona hore no Bonolo, you haven't even scratched the surface. And here I am living my best life, and I still feel like I haven't done anything because of the lockdown.
Talking about living your best life, I mean, honey, you are dressing bo Tusombeto, bo Makazi, wona nundi outfit tsa Makazi. Because you know what, as a performer, when you're on stage, I don't know how you do it, because her outfits are absolutely bona. And I mean, I also love the attention that you give to your clients, because you're probably one of the only bridal wear designers that I know who will go all out.
Yeah.
For your clients. You bring them flowers. There's a photo shoot. Who is man? Like,
yeah.
How did you come up with that, and why do you give them so much attention?
I think it's coming from the place that I operate from, which is my heart. Before overline, like, I genuinely want to understand. And that's why you will find everyday women on my page. We've got plus size. They've got big butts, that are short, that are tall, that are mainly insecure about their body and are wondering, what would this designer be able to meet my spec? So I am here to bring out the best version of you. And by the time we've done that, I've fallen in love with you already. And I want to see through my work. So with the dresses and everything that we do, and then we would send it to the client, and when I look at the pictures, I'm like, why is the dress falling? This is not what we agreed on. What happened to the hair? Why is the hair covering, the detail that we did? So I saw what I need to actually do styling, which is what brides need. There's your aunt, your mother, your bridesmaid, but everyone is looking out for themselves on their wedding day. Everyone is trying to look good for you. So I saw a gap in the market. I'm like, let me offer this service. Also, Mashilo Designs is customer-centric. Our clients are our bread and butter. Therefore, I prioritize them. And I wanted to make sure after that is my work. I dressed her, I styled her, I speak to the makeup artist, I advise on the hair. It looks like that dress was made for you. What's the point of paying so much for a dress? People burn their dresses. Stuff goes missing because of family things, which black people know. I'm just saying that I'm here to make sure I give you a Mashilo Designs experience. I don't just make your dress and give it to you. So that's why we go to weddings. And with my clients, if the person is a performer, you will see me on stage laying out the dress because it needs to picture well. But we put in so much effort, and our craftsmanship is amazing. But if you can't present it well, just like the dress I'm wearing, for example. Right now, I've got my hair. I'm making sure so that you can see the detail. My sleeves are pulled properly. This dress is beautiful because I'm also carrying it well. And my hair, it changes everything.
Already it changes.
And as a person, that's not a designer and that's not even aware of how things are supposed to be, you know, styled. You can't expect a client to know everything. So when I worry about your music, I'm going to make sure that your zip doesn't snap. I'm going to make sure that dress iri. Because you need to do this, you need to hold it this way. If you on stage, zippy I'm literally there with scissors and a needle and a thread and a backup outfit. And all my celebrity artists can attest to this. You can never go wrong. I'm there to make sure you don't flash at your clients or people at the show.
Yes.
I'm quickly going to jump, pull you back and just shove it in quickly. Sellotape, make sure I bring out the best version of you. And I've picked up that that's the only way to do it, by being present.
Lastly, Bonolo, for anyone out there that is dreaming and is on some Lena.
Yeah.
What do they have to do?
Okay, so firstly, we've got custom made dresses. That's dresses that we design specifically for you. So you would send an email or send us a WhatsApp. If you go across all my social media platforms at Mashilo Designs, you'll see our number and our email address. You send us an email or you send us a WhatsApp, and then from there on, that's an appointment. And then we've got an online store, www.bmashilodesigns.com. That's where you find our ready-to-wear items, so stuff that you can wear to work, to church, as a wedding guest. And you can find that more our website, which is www.bmashilodesigns.com. You can also buy comfortable online shopping. You can still buy these dresses via WhatsApp. But WhatsApp, you will be serviced. And I also want to say people need to look out for replicas and fake versions of my dresses that are being sold Chining, Guling, and Small Streets and Yellow Sub Trading. I've really got nothing to do with that. It's people genuinely stealing from me. I've got nothing to do with that, because I have had clients saying I bought this more because they use my face as well.
What?
So Joe back in Small Street, you will see me wearing this dress probably by tomorrow, and they send you Mpamawa Day. And then they text us to say Kerekile Rokwe, but so you can only buy from my online store or from the headquarters, which is based in Silver Lakes, or from Polokwane, which is in Polokwane CBD.
Bonolo, thank you so much for being who you are, because I do believe that it inspires a whole lot of people, males and females out there, that would like to be where you are today. Continue, my darling, making dresses for people all over the world.
Thank you.
From the simpleton to your high-class celebrities and whatever it may be. Thank you so much for coming through to Kaya 959.
Thank you for having me. What an honor. I really just had an amazing time. And these platforms matter. So you are making a difference in my life and in my business too. So ke a leboga from the bottom of my heart.
Make sure you don't forget that name, but I know that by now you know it. It is Bonolo Mashilo from Mashilo Designs. Honey, trust you me. Trust you me. Tomorrow she's definitely going to be international. This is Kaya 959 on the street and on the air.